Hello salads, I do hope you're well. It's Vegan Gaze here, and today I have a video about the streamer and YouTube content creator by the name of NotsoErudite. It was brought to my attention by Dr. Avi offering a debate request to NotsoErudite that she had made some very strange comments about animal exploitation. And I'm actually somewhat familiar with NotsoErudite's content. I have indeed enjoyed some of it. She's very much interested in the well-being of people concerning mental health. She has credentials within that field, which makes her comments all the more kind of confusing. So she quote tweets this video, and it's a TikTok of a calf, and they're having a tag bolted into their ear. So here we see an animal being put in an uncomfortable situation, they're being restrained, and they're going to go through a painful process so that they can be more easily identified. Bearing in mind that this looks like a dairy cow who's been taken away from their mother. For some reason, she takes the opportunity above that tweet to say, "I think if you can afford it, purchasing exclusively grass-fed, grass-finished animal meat is more ethical than being vegan." And I'd like to just ask, what the bloody hell is the argument for that? We're going to go through why this just makes no sense whatsoever, but let's see the further comments that she actually made. Underneath that tweet, she said, "If they live broadly excellent lives before dying, that's good." I find it really interesting that she says here before dying. They don't die, they're killed. I mean, a lot of animals in the animal agriculture do indeed die of injury, of disease, of bodily issues before they even get the chance to be killed by someone. But I find it really interesting how she words it that way, before dying. It's kind of taking away, the action of the entire industry. I do wonder if that was subconscious, like discomfort, or if it were purposeful. I don't know. Also, if you support the industry, you support the industry that maximizes good treatment of these animals. Ooh, okay, we're gonna go through this in a second, but let's see what other comments she made. Someone said to her, "A more ethical form of murder can in no way justify murder as ethical." And she asked, "Are predators murderers?" And I couldn't help myself, so I responded with this question to ask, "Predators also kill within their own species. Are you going to kill within your own species and ask if these other animals are murderers as a defense?" Can you imagine it? NotsoErudite in court. Murdered 3 other human beings. I'm kind of confused as to why I'm being presented in court. Are predators murderers? And from the time of recording this, it seems like she's not made any further discourse. Obviously, a lot of vegans, like myself, have been asking her questions because what the fuck is happening here? Like, firstly, what is the argument that makes it so that eating grass-fed, grass-finished animals is more ethical than being vegan? Like, what on earth is the argument for that? Like, where do we even begin? There's so much that's weird with that. A lot of people, when they say this, are alluding to the idea that the animals were well treated and free to the degree that is understood when someone says, "Oh, this animal is grass-fed." It kind of gives this illusion in someone's mind that they've just been able to live their life, they've been left alone, they're in a field somewhere, nothing has happened to them, and then they are processed or harvested. So if my neighbour has lived a great life, they've been technically free-range, grass-fed their entire life, does that give me justification to stab them? Would that be more ethical than me being vegan? And if you're here and you're like, hang on, you're talking about human beings being your neighbours, right? Yeah. What's the relevant moral difference between us and other animals that would justify a differential treatment? We are indeed, after all, animals, and for the same reasons it would be a terrible experience for us to be stabbed, so too would it be for the cows, or the chickens, or the pigs, or the many animals who are exploited and killed as a result of human action. If they live broadly excellent lives before dying, that's good. I mean, we've already gone over the fact that it's not that they die, it's that they're killed. I've witnessed firsthand animals being dead before they've ended up being, sent to a chamber of gas to be gassed to death, or having their throat slit, or having their head penetrated with a captive bolt. But for the most part, these animals are being killed. And I don't understand the claim. If you support the industry, you support an industry that maximizes good treatment of these animals. For me, it wouldn't be maximizing good treatment to kill somebody. I think that's treating them pretty badly, if you ask me. You know what, to just illustrate what I'm talking about, let's play a little game. And let's play it with doggies. So we have here a doggy They live at a sanctuary with loads and loads of animals. One day they were found on the streets, so someone took them in. At this animal sanctuary, they claim to have maximized good treatment. So their entire life, they're looked after, they're given hugs and kisses, until one day, sadly, they pass away of old age. On this farm, this is owned by Elwood's Organic Dog Meat. They live at approximately the same lifespan as a cow does before they're sent off to slaughter. During the time that they were under the care of the farmers, they were free range, running around, playing with their friends. Sure, they had a few babies taken away from them, and that might have been a bit traumatizing, but I don't really care all that much about their babies. That wouldn't even make sense for a mammal to care about their babies, right? And then when they're done with these dogs, they send them off to be harvested and make a yummy, yummy steak joint. Which one of these instances would you say maximizes good treatment to these animals? I'm really struggling. I just don't know. I can't figure it out. Killing someone. I guess it's... It's just painful to read her Twitter bio that says radical in all the right places, when I don't know. I'd be really interested in going through this with her in a debate. She's not someone who isn't familiar with debate. She has debates quite regularly, but I would heavily recommend, if she does see this, definitely having a debate with Dr. Avi. But if for some reason it doesn't feel compatible, then I would also like to offer myself up to talk to you or debate with you, whatever you want to do. But it seems like you have the space to talk about this topic. I mean, it's clearly something that's on your mind if you feel the need to quote tweet this. So you can't really say that it's not something that you talk about, because it is indeed something that you are talking about on a public platform. So yeah, I'd be very interested in seeing what further answers you have. And yeah, it was so disappointing to see someone who is very interested in the well-being of individuals. She wants to see, people, not suffering from mental health issues. Support an industry that causes so much trauma, so much hardship, so much suffering to other species of animals. And it's not like we don't have literature on the psychology of these animals, like cows, for example, in this tweet, who go through a lot of distress as a result of these industries. So yeah, this was not great to see, and I really hope that she furthers the discourse. I'm not sure, because she's gone really quiet after many people were making comments to her about how weird her tweets were. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Do let me know what you think, and I hope we see her further her discourse and make an argument for why what she's claiming is actually the case. I'd really love to know how this could be more ethical than being vegan. I'd really like to know why you're using predators' behavior as a seeming justification for your own. And I'd like to know why, if you give someone a good life, that you are then entitled to take it away from them. There's so much I want to know. So yeah, thank you so much. I do hope you're well. And until next time, salads. I will see you soon.